In a shocking turn of events, two cases challenging Medicare negotiation have been rejected by judges, as reported by The Hill. But what does this mean for the future of healthcare, and how will it impact the lives of millions of Americans? To understand the implications of this decision, let's take a step back and examine the context. Medicare negotiation has been a contentious issue for years, with proponents arguing that it's essential for reducing healthcare costs and opponents claiming that it's an overreach of government power. But here's where it gets interesting. The judge's decision to reject these cases may have far-reaching consequences for the entire healthcare industry. By upholding Medicare's authority to negotiate prices, the judges are essentially giving the government a green light to continue pushing for lower costs. With the judge's decision, investors may need to rethink their strategies when it comes to healthcare stocks. After all, if Medicare is able to negotiate lower prices, it could have a ripple effect throughout the entire industry. But before we dive into the implications for investors, let's take a closer look at the disclaimer from TipRank's Smart Score. It's essential to understand that their performance is based on back-tested results, which are not necessarily indicative of future actual results. In other words, just because a strategy worked in the past doesn't mean it will work in the future. There are countless variables at play, from market fluctuations to changes in government policies. And let's not forget the assumptions that are built into the model, which may or may not be testable. For instance, the model assumes that XYZ firm would have been able to purchase the securities recommended by the model, and that the markets were sufficiently liquid to permit all trading. But what if those assumptions are wrong? What if the markets are not as liquid as we think, or if XYZ firm is unable to purchase the securities? These are just a few of the questions that investors need to ask themselves when considering the TipRank Smart Score. And it's not just about the assumptions. It's also about the limitations of back-tested performance. After all, back-tested results are developed with the benefit of hindsight, which means they don't reflect actual trading or the effect of material, economic, and market factors on the decision-making process. And let's not forget that trades have not actually been executed, which means that results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of certain market factors. So what does this mean for investors? It means that they need to be cautious when relying on back-tested results. They need to understand the limitations and assumptions that are built into the model, and they need to be aware of the potential risks. But here's the thing. Despite the limitations of back-tested performance, it can still be a valuable tool for investors. By understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the model, investors can make more informed decisions about their investments. And that's where the controversy comes in. Some argue that back-tested performance is essentially useless, since it's based on assumptions and limitations that may not reflect real-world conditions. Others argue that it's a valuable tool as long as investors understand its limitations. So, what do you think? Do you believe that back-tested performance is a useful tool for investors, or do you think it's essentially worthless? Let us know in the comments. In conclusion, the judge's decision to reject the cases challenging Medicare negotiation is a significant development in the world of healthcare. It has far-reaching implications for the industry. And it's essential that investors understand the potential risks and rewards. By being aware of the limitations and assumptions of back-tested performance, investors can make more informed decisions about their investments. And who knows, maybe this decision will be the catalyst for a new era of transparency and accountability in the healthcare industry.